when we brought this up for topic. Would you like to opine on that before, or can we talk about that?
We can
The
start
state
however
legislation?
you'd like.
Okay.
Yes.
Basically, last week, or the 9th, is when this came out from the California Department of Public Health, stating, I have it here if you want to read it or pull it up, but I wanted to kind of just sift or decipher this and what this means for the state in regards to what this ordinance will or will not do. If we can unpack that.
I have not seen that.
Okay, so this is, I guess I should just read it and then I'll hand it over to you. Sorry to put you on the spot, but.
Okay.
So this is dated January 9th, 2026, to licensed tobacco retailers. So prohibition of the sale of Kratom and 7-OH products. So dear tobacco retailer, licensee, or stakeholder, the California Department of Public Health is sending this letter to educate and inform you that the retail and online sale of Kratom and 7-hydro word that I won't try to pronounce, products in any form for consumption is unlawful per California Health and Safety Code 110555 because these products are not approved and may cause harmful effects. CDPH enforces laws and regulations for food and drugs in California, and California adopts federal law on food additives, dietary supplements, and new drug applications in accordance with Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act per the Food and Drug Administration. Kratom and its two main chemical compounds, Mitra, GYNINE, I'm not going to pronounce that, and the other 7-OH are not approved as a food product, dietary supplement, or drug product. Any product sold at your store containing Kratom or 7-OH is considered adulterated and illegal to sell to individuals of any age for consumption. CDPH has statewide authority to embargo, seize, and impound products containing Kratom per Health and Safety Code 110555. CDPH will continue to take action to remove products or raw materials containing Kratom or 7-OH. 7-OH and Kratom vary widely in potency, which increases the risk of unexpected effects and contamination. Therefore, CDPH is warning that public foods and other products containing Kratom and 7-OH are illegal to sell or manufacture for consumption and may result in addiction, serious harm, overdose, and death. Retailers that fail to comply with the laws that prohibit the sale of Kratom and marketing of Kratom and 7-OH for consumption may be subject to legal action and enforcement measures. Signed, Benson Yee, Chief Food and Drug Branch of California Department of Health, and he's got Gavin Newsom's lovely signature at the top here. So with this being so new, this came out after we decided to talk about it. I wanted to basically ask, talking about an ordinance, does that even mean anything if the state has ruled on this already or made this statement, I guess?
So that said, anything with any Kratom in it.
Yeah.
So that was what our ordinance was intending to do. And so that makes it appear as though any ordinance by us would be preempted by the state.
Okay, so I just wanted to lead in with that. I guess it does definitely change my perspective on what we should do, can do, and might do. So I'll leave it at that. I'll bring it back for comments first to colleagues. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just to be clear, if in light of that letter, there's no action that we should take.
Correct. Yeah.
But if the council wants to comment on that,
I'll take comments for sure. I just want to make sure this is
Thank
as
you.
clear as I think it's saying, what I think it's saying. Mr. Holliday.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I had a couple questions just for clarity for the public's sake. I understand that the state is entertaining a bill, AB 1088, that deals with the regulation of Kratom. Is that correct?
That would classify it. It would classify it under the state's laws as a drug like it would heroin or other controlled substances, right?
Do you know of any other Murrieta municipal codes that deal with controlled substances?
No.
It's typically not the city's purview to be regulating that.
It's typically not, but when new compounds come out, sometimes it takes the state a minute to regulate them. For example, the bill you just mentioned, it was just introduced this year. It's not currently an urgency item. So if it were adopted this year, it wouldn't be effective till 2027. So sometimes cities do things in an interim basis until the state can regulate something, or when it's something that the formula changes quickly and state law can't adapt fast enough, sometimes cities do that. Like there was a big thing with bath salts, maybe 8 or 10 years ago, that cities were regulating because the formula was changing quicker than the legislature could catch up.
And from the plethora of emails that I've received on this subject, it seems to be the 7OH content in the products that is the concern. The naturally occurring wasn't as big an issue. In fact, of all the emails I received, not a single one was saying to ban it completely or make it illegal to have on your person. Several, in fact, almost all of them have credited the natural product with saving their lives because they were in chronic pain or had addiction or other problems that this helped with. It was the other enhanced 7OH products that they said, yeah, go ahead and ban those and make it to be over 21 to buy it and advertising properly with warnings and all that stuff, which sounds like what the AB 1088 is going to deal with.
That is what that bill is going to deal with, but this letter isn't just the process
it's all
forms
of
of it, it's kratom or.
I understand. And
Right.
we have no purview over the state at all.
Right.
So I wanted to ask the chief if he could come up for a second too. Because I want to, since this subject has come up, it's my understanding that this issue is not an issue in Murrieta.
It's not a major issue in our city. We come in contact it more times than not with our narcotics units who are, meeting people who are addicted. And that's usually what they're using it for, trying to, I guess, subside the effects of coming down from addiction of opioids. That's where we're seeing it the most. It hasn't been a problem in our schools. I checked with all of our school resource officers, and in about the last 4 years, we have one case of finding it on a campus.
Have you had any issues with any of the retailers that sell these products having criminal activity or break-ins or anything of that sort?
Nothing specific that I could.
Are you telling me it's messing up on my end?
I think so, yeah, because you're not, am I freezing for you?
Correlate to, great.
And using it to wean themselves off of
I don't know what's happening.
opioid would be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, whatever
I
would
mean, it's
help somebody.
headed in the right
regardless, yeah.
direction versus getting more addicted.
I'm gonna try
there's
and,
also a counter to that where it does cause additional problems.
Right.
I guess switch over to mine.
I'm gonna back out and go back in.
Amounts, right?
Which when you
Yeah,
said
do
the
that.
occurrences, the seldom you've had, I assume.
The fuck? I don't even know. God, there's so many things happening all at once.
I know.
I'm freaking overwhelmed. Son of a.
Right.
I can't really speak to those.
Yeah, and I don't know that we have a medical expert here.
Oh my God! Try it on yours, please.
Maybe Councilmember
Okay.
DeForest that probably has a little background on this. All the stuff so they know what they're getting versus some enhanced version or something else that they don't want any part of. So hopefully maybe a misplaced hope, but hopefully the state gets it right.
City Attorney, that is a pending legislation. It is not in law now, correct?
Well, there were two things that Councilmember Holiday brought up. One was that there is pending legislation to classify it as a class 1 controlled
Okay.
substance, but separate and apart from that, this letter from the Department of Health says now it's not legal.
So it's not legal from the Department of Health, but there's not a law in place saying that it's not legal.
Well-
Is that how, I just want to make sure I understand.
They're saying that Health and Safety Code 110555 already covers it, but I haven't had a chance to look at that code
Okay.
sections. But I mean, if they say it is, we defer to them. So I don't know, in light of this, what will happen with the pending legislation, because I don't know that we need it classified as a controlled substance if it's illegal, but maybe they do need to do that to like cross the T or something.
Okay, and what could we do to enhance that letter? Is there anything that we need to do, or do we just have to rely on that?
I think we can rely on that because that would make it a higher level crime than we could, and we would want the DA to prosecute under that code
Under that.
section. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I believe that would put it as a Schedule 1, which would then put it in with heroin, methamphetamine, and the more dangerous drugs that we deal with every day.
Okay, but there's still legislative pending for a law going into effect. Is that my understanding too?
A further law specific to this.
Okay.
This and some nitrics.
Right,
Yes, the
okay,
nitrous oxide.
okay, thank you. Thank you for answering my questions. What's the date of the letter? The 9th of January?
Full disclosure, I work at the hospital, so we have a behavioral medicine clinic, and so this topic, I've known about this conversation for literally 15 years. I'm very familiar with this product. Because of this being so new, we actually talked about this last week, and that's how I learned about this. So and I know there's probably a little more due diligence we have to do to define, but the letter seemed pretty clear. So, but it was dated 10 days ago. Miss, did you already talk? You have more? Oh, Lori? Ms. Stone?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In my governing body announcements, I had disclosed that I met with 4 smoke shops. I've never been in a smoke shop before. It was very interesting. No, I'm not.
It is
lying, Mayor.
glitchy.
So what I found very interesting is it's not like walking into CVS where you can just take anything off the shelf in our smoke shops. Everything is in a locked cabinet, or it is behind the cabinet where if you go in and request an item, again, you're just not going to take it off the shelf. In my conversations with the 4 general managers, I was very impressed that they have a policy here in Murrieta that they only sell to people that are 21 years old and older. I asked if that was a state policy, and they said no. That was a policy that they have, and that is for them making sure that our young youth do not have access to anything in their store, and they also do check for ID. In my curiosity, I asked them if there was an increase in sales with Kratom items. They come in a capsule, they come in a little shot thing, and they said, no, there has not been an increase in sales. In addition, when they made the policy of only selling to those that are 21 years of age and older, 2 out of the 4 said that their sales have declined. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, colleagues and staff and guests that are in the audience. So thank you.
Thank you. And Councilwoman DeVorce.
Thank you. I just think that, being married to a police officer for 25 years, when he was working juvenile things.
Do you want me to try it on my
Their
screen?
tobacco products, right? They'd go to
Yeah,
the
because
smoke
it
shop.
is like
Easy to
really
get,
good. I mean,
easier
like
than
the
a grocery
audio's
store, right?
good.
So, not to say that they are doing that in Murrieta, but
Who are kind of doing a little bit stuff on the side that they shouldn't be doing.
Right. And I understand that when I brought this up originally, it was to kind of mimic Huntington Beach's ordinance that they passed, as well as Moreno Valley and many other cities in Riverside County as well have passed this ordinance. So wouldn't it be too advantageous if we did move forward with an ordinance to give our law enforcement a little bit more ability to enforce the law and a little bit more of a platform to stand on, even though the state, who can't seem to pass an ordinance fast enough, knowing, like Mayor Lavelle said, this product's been around for a long time. And it took the community, kids and adults, a little longer to find it. So with respect to how our ordinance is written, we are banning all keratin products completely, where most of the emails were like, hey, please ban the 7-OH. We realize that's bad stuff, but if they need to get synthetic OH, then they should get it from a physician, or they should get it from someone else, right? Not from their local smoke shop. So if we restrict it to what they're already doing and put a restriction on it, so it is now law, they can't sell to someone under the age of 21,
Right.
and that we don't allow 7-OH in our community. That, to me, seems like, although the state of California and the health department is saying these things, but at least that will give us an ordinance in our city where we can stand on firm ground that we are against this product. When I'm reading all the letters that I've received from everyone else, I've also received letters from the California Narcotic Officers Association standing true to this product as well, saying that this is an issue and they are seeing problems with this, and they are reaching out to cities and saying, hey, you know what, we would like you to pass an ordinance. We'd like you to give local law enforcement a little bit more power with this product. So that's all I'd like to ask my council, just to maybe just give our law enforcement officers a little bit more help when it came to this product, and to maybe make our local community smoke shops a little bit more aware that, hey, we are watching you. It's not a free-for-all. You can't choose to not sell to 21. You can't sell to somebody under 21.
Yeah, any
So,
tool that we could have is helpful.
Thank you.
Compared to having nothing, having something does assist us.
Well, and we are very strong in our belief, especially not allowing any store cannabis as well, right? We are a very, very conservative community when it comes to other things. So this is just one step sideways from that. And I want to stand firm on our conservative values and family values to protect our community. Thank you so very much for your time. Thank you, my fellow council.
Thank you. I guess where this at, because there's a lot pending. Really, what I'm hearing from police chief is, in Murrieta, this is not a problem. This is not something we've had to pay.
We're not responding to, overdoses like we were on fentanyl or heroin and stuff like that. But yeah, if you talk to our team that deals with kind of an element, it is a problem. They do see the effects that it has on people, to where there is dependency that they're seeing, withdrawal symptoms, and just other health, things that are happening to the people that are using it. I'm sure there's the benefits also, and I can't really speak to those. I can just take it anecdotally from what I'm hearing from our narcotics team, and there are some negative impacts that are happening to people because, and it might be the 08 to 7-OH that's causing it. I don't know, but just kratom is causing some problems, yes.
Okay. I don't know. This is, we're not, whatever we do tonight, I don't think is going to be much in front of or get in front of whatever the state decides to do. Is it safe to say if they do anything, it'll be within the year?
I mean, you never know, but it's pending, so it may get adopted, it may not. I looked up the code section. I think there was a typo in the section they said. I think there was an extra 5, because 11055, not 3 5s, but 2 5s, lists what's considered a Schedule II drugs, and it lists all derivatives of opioids. and other types of things. And so this letter to me is saying it's already a level 2, and then that bill that's pending would make it a level 1. So either way,
Oh.
it would be illegal, and anything we would do would
Well,
be,
if it's already a level 2, then that means it's already actually illegal. There's nothing we need to do.
right.
Yeah. I'd rather not pass an ordinance for something that's already got the strongest hammer it can have on it, and really it's not,
Well, we shouldn't pass an ordinance if
Yeah.
there's already a state law.
yeah, okay. So with that, I guess I'm asking, do we need to do a presentation or just take a motion or kill this thing?
Like, we just move on.
We're gonna do public comment?
You can take public
Okay.
comment, and then
Let's
you
do
can
that.
move on.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, Councilmember Warren, were you still in the queue?
Yeah, I did want to ask a
Crystal
question.
and Justin.
Is that
That's
okay,
okay.
Mr. Mayor?
May I?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Does our law enforcement have enough to be able to force the smoke shops and those that are selling this product to keep them at 21 and above? Do we have, I mean, is that in place right now?
Right now is no one can buy it. Based on that letter, it's saying that no one can buy.
So how does this city let them all know that now this is in force and now this is what the law we are going to follow?
Well, I mean, that letter went to the smoke shops, not to the city.
Okay.
They didn't think Matt and his team needed to know, or me or Justin. So they know it before we know it, but we can also do what we would have done to notify them if you did adopt the ordinance that was on the agenda tonight. There's the same kind of outreach that could be done if the
Because I
council would
really
like
think that is important that they are aware that there are consequences. And I think we need to give our law enforcement every tool in the toolbox we can give them to enforce things like this, even at the state level.
Well, yeah, the health and safety code is much stronger than Murrieta Municipal Code.
Thank you.
Art Richard?
Madam City Clerk, if I can just
course.
opine, just for all the public commenters, when you talk, we're obviously listening. We don't do dialogue back and forth, so, okay, just FYI.
Well, first, I thank you for hearing our comments, and I thank you for hearing what you're saying individually and that people have open minds. I've been using Kratom as a supplement for 10 years. I'm 70 years old. I'm a homeowner. I've had issues with anxiety since a kid. I come from a family of 8, 6 older sisters. I think that's where it came from. But when I was about 50, I decided to address the issue. I saw doctors who tried to give me, Wellbutrin, other things, dulled my mind, made me not me. I was introduced to Kratom. This is the amount I take. A half a tablespoon. Been taking it for 10 years. Never changed the dosage. Never felt that I needed more. And it handled my situation. I do not have anxiety. And I owe it to Kratom. I don't owe it to anything else. I use Kratom as a supplement like I do with other supplements I take in the AM. And it works. I just hope, I just like to say quickly, that's a letter. Right now it's not a law, it's a letter. And California is acting out of something other than what the FDA says. FDA says Kratom is safe. If you look at what the FDA has said, they've studied it, scientists and doctors have said Kratom is safe. It's not even a question anymore. You see, and 7-OH, completely different. It's almost like you take a bean from coffee and you extract the caffeine and then you make that 100 times. And then you put that into something and give that to someone 100 times. It has nothing to do with coffee. It's the same thing with leaf kratom. Leaf kratom is safe. Leaf kratom has helped people. My anxiety is nothing compared to what you'll hear of people that have lived on opioids because of their problems and what kratom has done for them. I just thank you for keeping an open mind. And I know sometimes pressure from a state like California, which I won't even go into that, is something, but that's not a law right now. And I hope you understand there's a difference between natural leaf kratom and OH, whatever that is, and that there's a big difference, and that you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's a big thing for a lot of people, it really is. I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wanda Richard.
I freaking love Jordan's dad. That's Jordan Richards' dad, y'all, and this is his mom.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. My name is Wanda Richard. I am the wife of Art Richard. I just like to share something with you. My son Jordan was a heroin addict. I am a retired drug and alcohol counselor. I was devastated to find out about my son and prayed a lot because I wanted my son back. My son, when he was on heroin, his eyes were pitch black. He's not the same kid. And I'm thankful that he found a way to get back to society, and that was kratom. And I'm thankful for kratom. I agree 100% to get rid of the synthetic, but not the leaf. The leaf helped me too, even as a drug counselor, because I saw an alternative. I was put on different medications. I started to lose my memory. I started having liver problems. I stopped all that. I started taking the kratom. I don't have that. So I'm asking you, as my husband asked, please have an open mind, because there's other people that need to have an alternative, not just pharmaceutical pills. We all know, we all hear the commercials about what they do. Now, I agree with you, 21 years old, that's what it should be. You should be an adult, you should have all the facts, and you should be able to have the freedom to choose. So with that, I thank you.
Diane Petrie.
I think that's the Diane that follows me on TikTok.
Thank you for hearing me tonight and having an open mind as well. My name is Diane Petrie. I am 57 years old. At the age of 10, I started having major hip surgeries. I've had 22 hip and pelvic reconstructive surgeries. I've spent most of my life in and out of wheelchairs using arm crutches, leg braces, and whatnot. I was on opioids from the age of 10 until 3 years ago. Kratom saved me. I don't have to walk with aid anymore. It has helped with the litness of things for me, not only my pain management, but it has helped with my anxiety and other things that I've had going on in my body. I take 2 doses a day, half a teaspoon in the morning, and 12 hours later, another half a teaspoon to help me go at night. And then I'm there. I was in a little spout where I tried the 7-OH, and I will say, there is value to that for some patients like me. However, the availability and the things that it started making me feel for being on opioids for so long in most of my life, it made me feel worse. And that needs to be gone, in my opinion. But as far as pure leaf kratom and what it has done for my life and my family has just been amazing. And I need that. For me, I need that. And the availability to have something natural that makes me feel like a human being again. So thank you for hearing me.
Yes, Diane! Steven!
This is awesome. I love hearing these. And yeah, hey.
Hello, everyone. First, thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. I'd say what others have said. I have constant chronic pain. I had a massive heart attack at a young age. They broke ribs when they resuscitated me, which is good because I'm alive. But the bad news is that I'm in constant unending pain because it didn't heal right. The pain medications I was getting from my doctor were stopped in 2018 when so many other patients lost access to their pain medications. I found botanical kratom both to deal with withdrawal from the opioids they were giving me and continue to use it this day at very low doses to function. I'm not functioning as well as I'd like today because I drove here and I don't use it when I drive. I rarely drive for that matter. But I would say that there are a couple things I'd like to point out is that the current bills in the state legislature, 1088 would limit the concentration of 7-OH to what's naturally in the leaf. So it would be unlawful if 1088 passes to sell 7-OH products to begin with, criminal offense to sell. 578 does something similar and that it would actually schedule 7-OH except where it occurs in trace amounts in botanical kratom. The law that what CDPH is saying right now is that they are taking an older FDA statement about kratom, which the FDA has clarified in July of 2025, where they said we are going to ask the DEA to schedule 7-OH, which I support, but we're not concerned about botanical kratom. And unfortunately, for some reason, CDPH is running with these are both a problem. Right now, I've tried to get information from CDPH and they're stonewalling me every step of the way. I've done public records requests. I asked them 6 questions about, have they done any research? Where is this coming from? Is there any, budget for this? And they're not responding. Those requests, I got one response and it was one sheet of paper stating what their policy is. That's all CDPH is willing to tell me about this issue. What I would suggest instead of what is being proposed, which would actually make it an offense to merely possess it, which is not illegal under California law, and it would be illegal for anybody driving down 215 or 15, even if they're just going down to Temecula or going camping in Julian or going up to Riverside for whatever. They would be looking at potentially criminal offenses from the city of Murrieta if they just happen to have it on their person. Even if they're not impaired, they're not anything. Riverside County has passed an ordinance that it does the exact same kind of regulation that Assembly Bill 1088 suggests, and it is also compliant with the other states that regulate kratom. Choosing a law like 1088, or excuse me, like the Riverside County ordinance would make the city already in alignment for if
Can you wrap up in 5
passes.
seconds?
So yeah, it will be already in perfect alignment with what 1088 will prescribe.
Thank you.
Jordan
Steven!
Richard.
Jordan! Woo!
Sorry, I have a speech impediment, so if I stutter, I apologize. I'm the former heroin addict whose life was saved by kratom. I'm considered a top expert on kratom. That's not self-proclaimed. That would be weird. That's what Google says about me. So, the head of the FDA said that there's a massive difference between kratom and 7-hydroxy. He just said this recently, and also too, the FDA released their first study that kratom appears to be safe. I'm also the author of The Truth About Kratom, Life-Saving Plant or Botanical Menace, which is the most downloaded book about kratom ever written. The reason why kratom is still legal in the United States is actually because of the former head of HHS, Dr. Brett Giroir. Back in 2016, the former head of the FDA, who did not like kratom, he said that you guys need to ban this, and he said due to poor evidence and data that they refused. Dr. Brett Giroir said the only public health threat that kratom posed was if it were to be banned because people go back to deadly known opioids. Yes, kratom can cause dependency in some people, but according to Johns Hopkins, it's less than 10% of people, and it's typically mild to moderate. It's not like severe like you would see with 7-hydroxy. Also, too, it's important to say that Johns Hopkins has released multiple studies that kratom is 1,000 times safer than traditional opioids. And I think that is something that is crucial for people to understand. I've been to Indonesia before in these villages. I'm actually doing a film on documentary right now about kratom. And I've talked to people that were using kratom since they were 17 years old, now in their 60s, that look better than most Americans do here when they're 40. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And also the Narcotics Board was saying to, because he's actually one of my friends, the guys that sent you the letter, he was saying to ban 7-hydroxy, but to regulate normal kratom. And that's what the city of Huntington Beach did. That's what the city of Riverside did. That's what pretty much every city besides 2 have done. They've regulated kratom in its natural form, but they banned the synthetics, basically. 7-hydroxy can cause respiratory depression. Kratom can't. Kratom has been scientifically proven not to activate the orexin 2 beta pathway, which is what causes respiratory depression from opioids. This is all scientific. There's over 450 published studies on kratom since 2018, and I've kind of a nerd. I've read every single one of them. That's how I got my book done. But I work directly with Johns Hopkins. I work directly with people from the FDA. If kratom were to be banned, that would not be good for the people of Murrieta. But if you want to protect your citizens, 100%, you should ban 7-hydroxy. Also, Bill 1088 was not to ban normal kratom. It's to ban 7-hydroxy, but to regulate normal kratom. Also, too, Senate Bill SB 775 just came out too, again, which is regulating normal kratom, but banning 7-hydroxy. So these are 2 massive things. You're comparing coffee to crack, basically. So thank you.
Cassandra Peters.
Amazing.
Coffee to crack. That's the
Yeah.
perfect analogy.
Good evening. My name is Cassandra Peters. I'm a retired RN. I take kratom. It is so different from what people think it is. I get the feeling hearing you guys talk that you think it's similar to maybe marijuana use or some other drug use. You don't get high from it. I just take it occasionally when I have pain, and I have herniated discs from being an RN. And so I use it a couple times a week. No problems. I take 8 capsules, and that's all I need. My husband's ex-wife takes 2 capsules. My husband will take 12, 15. We're all fine. We have different, people respond differently to all different kind of medications, obviously. But it's not like something you get high from. You don't take it. There is a thing of physical dependency, apparently, like he said, in like 10% of the people, where you feel like you need it, but it's not a thing of, like being high. It's not like that. You guys should try it, really. I was gonna pass out samples. When I go to the doctor, I tell the doctors about it. Most physicians are not aware of what it is, so I explain to them what it is. It's totally benign. It's natural. And the people that are against it is big pharma. They're the ones that are coming down trying to, get rid of anything that's not part of their stuff. We need to go back to what God gave us and use more natural items for things. I mean, if you start going down the list of all the oils and everything, there's so many things that can help you that are not pharmaceuticals. This is one of them. It's amazing. It's God's gift to us. Thank you.
Ken Hegel.
This is amazing.
Yeah. It is true to seeing like these older medical people,
Yes.
in the medical field.
He got a walking stick.
Master Roshi, dude.
Hello, I'm Ken Hegel. I'm 67 years old. I'm with this because I was in a head-on collision 2 weeks ago that totaled my truck. So fortunately, I walked away, but with aches and pains. I've been taking kratom for 7 years because as a 60-year-old man, I have a lot of aches and pains. And when I went to the doctors, all they wanted to do was give me Norco and things like that, just like when I had this accident. I didn't have any injuries or anything, just aches and pains, and they wanted to give me painkillers. I'm really against that because I firsthand saw it with my mother, who was a senior citizen and the manager of a senior citizen complex, and my mother-in-law, and saw what opioids that were prescribed to them by their doctors turned these people into addicts. I would go there at the first of the month to visit my mother, only to see all the people coming to her place just completely worried because they weren't going to get their prescription and they were freaking out. My mother-in-law, who was a sweet, innocent little old lady, she's that lady that never smoked her whole life, never took a recreational drug, would have maybe 2-3 cocktails a year at a family event. She would freak out when she didn't get her prescription filled. I can remember one time where she was waiting because she had to go to the doctor to talk to them before they would, it was the yearly visit before they would give her prescription refill. And she was an addict. She was shaking, upset, and everything else because she didn't have her Norco. We gave her Kratom. It got her through it. She was fine. When she finally got her opioids back, she went back to doing them. We couldn't get her to completely go off, but it helped her during that time. And she also knew when she ever had those times come up that she wasn't going to get her prescription, that she could use it, and it helped her. Again, I've been using it for 7 years because I don't want to be that 80-year-old addict that the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors create. As a contractor, I'm a working contractor now still, and I have employees that they were on illegal opioids, and I've convinced a few of them to try Kratom, and it's helped them, and they've got off of the bad stuff. I know a lot of people that have been helped that take legal opioids from their doctors. I know lots of people that have been helped because they take Kratom instead of illegal drugs. I don't know of a single person that was hurt because they take Kratom. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
That concludes public comments.
Okay, so we're going to bring it back
Great
up
job.
to discussion, and I'm going to divulge something that I thought about not doing, but I figured why not. So before, many, many years ago, before I think any of the speakers had even known about Kratom, 17 years ago, someone really close to me, I saw go through Kratom withdrawals and absolutely saw the person in tremors and vomiting and have insomnia and absolutely was using it to get high. So I say that not as I told you so, as in if you haven't had that happen yet, I promise you what I saw is possible, and it was Kratom bought right here in the city of Murrieta via pills. And it was Kratom Leaf. 7OH was not around back then. And remember, this was 17 years ago. So regardless of what happens tonight or what the state does or what we can and cannot do in this city, I only say that as a word of caution to you all that maybe haven't had that happen yet, and to just pay attention. And that's all I have to say about that. Bringing it back up to council, and I think I'm going to ask Ms. City Attorney to kind of weigh in on what we can do.
Well, in light of that CDPH letter saying that it's already considered a classified 2 drug, I mean, the letter was written to the retailer, so it doesn't address that you shouldn't also possess it. So, but I mean, that's the corollary of it,
Yeah.
that without a doctor's order, the state deems it illegal to possess. So,
And currently, it's a Schedule 2. Regardless of what this letter says, regardless of any, it's already on the schedule of drugs.
well, so it's got a list of sciencey words for the things that are banned. So I think, so based on their letter and that citation, they believe it's one of those classes of things. It doesn't say Kratom.
Yeah.
But they must think that it fits into opioid or one of those other categories that's on there. It's a very long list of what's considered Schedule 2. And so it's already what it is, and they would have it as a felony. We are only allowed to make things infractions or misdemeanors, which are lesser crimes, and we're not allowed to enact crimes that the state has already made crimes unless the state says an agency like a city or a county can do that, and here it doesn't say that. So we don't really have the authority at this point now that we've received that clarification.
And
to
even
do
if there
anything.
wasn't an ordinance, the DA is not going to have the tool past that ordinance to do anything further than the state allows them to do for the county.
Well, the DA would only use our municipal code when there is a municipal code section, and right now we don't have one. But we would rather them charge it as the higher offense, which would be the felony under the health and safety code.
Yeah. And to be clear, just to reiterate, this letter that came out 10 days ago, it does reference Kratom and 7-OH as two different things and specifically includes Kratom. It's not allowing the use of Kratom, it's putting it in that category with 7-OH. That's what the state is saying. I'm not saying I agree with it or understand it more than with anyone out here, but just putting it out here that it does absolutely call it out as Kratom leaf.
Right.
Back to council. Mr. Law, did you take your name out? Miss Councilwoman DeForest.
Thank you, Mayor. Tiffany, can I ask you, how would we utilize enforcement? How would we cite somebody? Could we use that?
The police cite for state laws all the time, penal codes, health and safety codes, all the time. That's mostly what they do. They rarely cite for a muni code infraction. That would be more usually like a code enforcement.
So wouldn't that letter that was also sent to the smoke shops, would that also have gone, could I ask our chief to come back up?
I mean, well, I talked to him about this today, and he didn't
Oh, you
mention
did?
the letter, so
Okay.
I don't think he knew about it. The letter was written to licensed tobacco retailers, so it looks like they're seeking to clarify, just so you know, don't be selling this online or in person, it says, because Kratom and the 7-OH are considered controlled substances under this health and safety code section. So I'm surprised they wouldn't have let law enforcement know that. That would have been helpful because lots of cities are and counties are considering this right now. So obviously it's not clear to people that it's considered a controlled 2 substance.
And just to piggyback on that is based on that being a Schedule 2 and it being a penal code already, you already have the tool you would need if there was a criminal activity with Kratom or 7-OH
Yes,
you could use.
11350, 11351 of the Health and Safety Code
Okay.
regulates that.
So you have the tools now to,
I mean, I have that letter, so if I can get some, before I put somebody in jail, we'll do a little bit more research to confirm that letter and make sure it's in the Health and Safety Code. But that's the first that I've heard. I've kind of been with you guys of there's bills that are kind of progressing and at whatever pace that might be. But yeah, reading, kind of hearing that read, it's almost like it's in effect right now, which we haven't received any information about that.
which you normally would have received.
It would come from, yeah, either DOJ or DA's office. An update like that, I would expect something, yes.
Yeah, it's really odd that the narcotics board doesn't know about it. I talked to Ryan Sherman from Riverside Sheriff 2 days ago. He didn't know about the letter.
We're talking about in the hospital and it's on the website right now. I mean, it's clear.
Yeah, so I would expect some sort of notification. If that letter went out almost immediately after that decision, meaning within a day, days, weeks, whatever, maybe it just hasn't filtered down through the DA's office and, through the bureaucracy of getting a letter to us.
But, it being that it's a law, right? They put it into a Class 2 narcotic, right? So that would be a law enforcement issue, not necessarily even a hospital issue.
It was already a Class 2. This is making it a Class 1.
Oh, it makes it a Class 1.
Yeah. The new bill.
The proposed
But that
bill.
hasn't been passed, though.
Right,
Correct.
right,
Right, yeah, it's not a Class 1, it's a Class 2.
Right
Yeah.
now. And has been since,
apparently.
Yeah, we haven't received anything.
So could we table this and bring it back at another time? And you could bring us back some information on what you need from us to help you with this?
Well, if if this is in fact valid or going to be valid and it makes it a Schedule 1, then
That's all you need.
there's, I have
you don't
health
need
and safety
anything.
code. They're not, it
Right.
now falls into the same category as methamphetamine, heroin, and everything else.
We'll
Right.
obviously take a motion on what to do with this, but we're going to have to let the city attorney kind of dive into this and see what this means when it does what it says, right?
Right.
And so just to be
Yeah,
clear.
my ask would be, I guess, if we can confirm.
Yeah, confirm the letter that it's accurate. We'll reach out to like the DOJ and people like that to see that this is an accurate letter. I mean, there's the typo in the health and safety code reference.
Yeah.
So we'll double check on that,
You
but
mean the state is not perfect?
well,
One extra
possibly.
5.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can circle back and let you know, but it may be just that we send an email. We've confirmed that is DOJ's interpretation that this is Schedule 2, in which case there would be no further action required.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Holliday.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have some comments. You can have a seat if you'd like, Chief. Several things. One, if that letter didn't exist, or if it proves through your research that it doesn't do what we think it does, and this was coming before us as a city, I would feel ill-equipped to make any judgment on an ordinance and what should be in that ordinance without expert medical testimony, an outright ban on something without getting all the information seems to me to be irresponsible, especially when there's this contention of there's two different things we're talking about here. Regulation, certainly. I mean, should we be selling things to kids that can affect them? No, we shouldn't. And I'm one of the few times, like I said, I'm hopeful that the state gets it right. And it seems that where those couple of bills are headed towards. One of the speakers says that the county has passed something or is passing something. I would want to find out more about that too. I don't think the city is the right place for this to start. I know some cities act hastily because the state hasn't acted fast enough. But me personally, I would need a ton more data because I'm data driven. And we don't have nearly enough today to even entertain anything. So if it was to be tabled, that would be my request, to have all that data presented to us. But I would be in favor of not moving forward at all.
Councilwoman Stone.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion, if possible. I'd like to direct staff to send a letter out to every smoke shop stating the new proposed law. I did not visit wellness stores in Murrieta. I was going to do that yesterday, but I had a crisis that I had to deal with and did not get the opportunity. And being kratom is talked about as a natural substance, I'm assuming that our wellness stores possibly could have kratom on their shelves as well. So again, I'd like to make a motion that a letter is sent to every wellness smoke shop, reiterating the letter and just putting them on notice that the City of Murrieta stands with the state. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Can I add a
Yeah.
small amendment to that? To send that letter out once we verify.
Is that a substitute? Is that a substitute? Okay.
No, it's just amendment, needs your approval. Once it's verified.
Are you okay with Tiffany verifying first, Lori?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's all, that's the only amendment I would make.
Okay, and then with that would close this item as the action we take out of this meeting, correct?
You have to vote.
I will second that motion.
Okay.
Are you going to ask for a discussion, or are you just going to go for the vote?
No, that was discussion.
Okay. Go.
We have a motion by Ms. Stone and second by Councilmember Holliday. Let's vote.
Thank you, Councilmember.
That's what?
Motion carries 3-2 with Councilmember Warren dissenting and Councilmember DeForest dissenting.
Thank you. Next up, we have our
So,
public hearing. Back to the first thing I thought we had.
Hold on.
Good evening, Mayor Lavelle, Mayor Pro Tem Holliday, and City Council
Yeah, I
members.
think
I'm
we're done.
Jeremiah with Development Services,
yeah.
joined
So,
here
I mean,
tonight.
what is? So it does go forward?
I don't know what I don't know. They didn't. They should have read off what exactly they were voting on.
Yeah, it's just the city.
I don't know if they were voting on just tabling it. Let me ask Jordan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I don't know if they were voting on tabling it or surely they're not actually voting on the ordinance tonight. But I mean, I don't know. That you can tell that mayor was not a fan.
He brought personal. He got personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
know-
you notice how he said it was pills.
Yeah, but I mean, he talking about 17 years ago. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I
Where?
don't know. 17 years ago, doubtful.
Where?
Or, you know, he could have said, you know, people, when they say take people's like hearsay as like evidence, like for all we know, the guy was like, hey, remember all that shit I went through 17 years
Yeah.
ago? That's the stuff I was taking. And like, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't, I don't know. It's, we cut it off because they're not going
They're
over
done
the
with the
kratom.
kratom. We don't watch the whole hearing.
Oh,
They're done
Lord,
with the kratom
no.
part.
Thank God they actually put the kratom part first because
I
it was the
know.
last on the agenda.
It initially was the last on the agenda.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't believe it.
The guy could have been like, you know, he was probably all, you know, hopped up on what the hell was popular 17 years ago? What year was that? Let me go
I
do
mean,
my
hell, just
calculator.
like say if he was on heroin, you know, and then like, you know,
Right.
didn't want to say anything, and then like here's 708 or whatever in the news, and he's like, yeah, dude, remember 17 years ago? That's actually what I was taking.
Yeah, 17
You
years
know?
ago was 2009. So that was in the heights, kind of, the opiate epidemic.
Yeah.
The overprescribing or spice. Yep, Amy. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of people that on my TikToks will think that I'm talking about K2 or spice when I'm talking
Yeah.
about kratom. They think they interchange that, and I'm like, no, what?
I'm sure. I think Iowa will be amended. I really do. I just don't see it going over that
We'll
quickly.
see.
I hope.
Like I told you, I think it was that I commented to you on my YouTube super fun quiz time. I gave you the link to the AKA thing so that you could sign up for their email alerts.
The last mayor speaking said he doesn't feel like he had enough Yeah, he felt like he didn't have enough information.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the only one that had like any sense, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Iowa, what makes you say that? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. There was two, when we watched the hearing, there was two members that were sitting up there that kind of like raised doubt on what they were doing.
Yeah.
Amy, Utah's a shit show.
Yeah.
Utah's a shit show. Senator Mike McHale, who originally was instrumental in passing the original KCPA there, is now recanting and wants to pull it back and reverse the ban. And only to come and find out that he's a lawyer and he's involved with litigation for a kratom. So I don't know who he's suing, but you know.
Big surprise, money's involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying spice is still popular in Florida?
Really?
That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Surely, you know, I don't know. It's just been so busy like this week and and it's just the beginning of 2026.
Yeah, today this is what, the fourth hearing that we've attended?
I mean, it's crazy.
Jordan hasn't messaged back, so maybe he's trying to find out exactly what they voted on too, because I don't know. I mean, it seemed like they were tabling it.
Yeah, I think they probably were. I didn't like pay attention, but that one dude did have common sense talking about he had way too little to go on. Yeah, yeah.
McKell is?
Oh,
Amy?
what?
I know who's running that page, that .org now. And he's I better shut my mouth right now.
No comment. No comment.
No comment.
All right. Well, I guess you want to wait for Jordan, or you want to hop off?
Senator, no. Senator Mike McKell is not the one who's running that
No.
.org that you put up here. No, that's a different guy.
Yeah, I mean, the public should be able to comment in Iowa. I mean,
Yeah, I
surely,
just don't know when.
Yeah.
I don't know when. No, Mike McKell is the senator from Utah. And the person that's running that, I don't even want to give him clout. That .org that you put up in the comments, that's a different dude. That dude is, huffing and puffing about his son that was supposedly addicted to kratom.
I think you spell his name this way. The dude from Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Slimy old boy. Slimy old boy. Yeah.
Not the guy who runs that page, Amy. That guy's a financial dude.
Yeah.
He's a financial, I don't know what the hell his title was, but
he got money.
Okay, Amy, I'm so lost. Who did you write? McKell?
Are you talking about McKell?
I'm so lost. Gotta let my new profile pic.
I totally forgot about that. Oh man, that's so funny. You just look so tired.
Did the AK ever do multiple video updates per month?
Probably.
Webinars?
Maybe.
You talking about webinars? Like they already had their January webinar. I don't know if there's gonna be another one.
I mean,
I forgot what I even asked you, Amy. I forgot what I asked you.
I didn't say anything about that page. So are you saying like McKell was sharing the page and so that you messaged him? The dude from Utah? Is that what you mean? I'm guessing.
That's what I think she's saying too, yeah.
My son's in there playing
I
games.
hear him. I hear him.
Yeah. Now McKell, like he's hardcore wanting to ban it and stuff, but he's not who runs that page. That
7OH needs to go through the drug trials so that if and when it's proven to be safe, then it can be prescribed by a doctor and help these chronic pain patients today. If these CPPs don't want to get on kratom.
Yeah. I just really worry about the addiction factor in that stuff.
Me
man.
too.
Yeah, I think that they have, like, I know they do the, monthly webinar, but I'm pretty sure that they've done, when it's real busy, they'll probably do an update when they need to.
Well, I know Mac's traveling right now, so that dude, man, he travels like you, man. I swear, I always say he's pushing 80, but I think he's like 74 or something like that.
Yeah,
but
I can do what Mac does.
He be crisscrossing all across the damn freaking world.
Yeah. Constantly. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Yeah, that Mike McKell, he's he's in politics, so of course he's narcissistic, but he just seems like one of them slimy old dudes who doesn't care about nobody but himself, squishing everybody in his footsteps. The getting
People
his way.
contact me too, Amy. People contact me too. It is insane the amount of messages, the comments that I get. And yet, the 7OHers want to get mad at me because I will not advocate for 7OH. I will not stand elbow to elbow next to somebody who's advocating for that shit. Because if you don't attend these hearings and see what we're seeing behind the scenes, you're not understanding our POV.
Exactly.
These communities are having the problems with the 7OH being infiltrated and given away as free samples, and it's being called a kratom product, so that when these people call poison control centers or they go to rehab and detox and all that bullshit, then they're saying that they're addicted to 7OH, or that when they call poison control, I'm freaking having this symptom from kratom,
Well, and then it's like, all these hearings that when they do the statistics, they're like, over the past year, poison control calls have went up 120%.
Yeah.
It don't take a scientist to figure out that's right around the time everybody started having problems with 7.0. And
Yeah,
that's,
'cause
people call it kratom. I mean, like, it just happened to happen. Like, as long as kratom has been in the United States, it just happened to be over the past year. Get out, dude. Get out.
It was mass produced to the public in September 2023. And then 2024, and then all of last year was when all these supposed statistical numbers skyrocketed, and then kratom is being blamed because 7OH wants to be a freaking poser.
Yeah. And I mean, poison control didn't even have a code for it till February of last year.
Yeah, February
And that's
2025.
even if people call it that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I'm sick of it. I'm so
I am
sick
team.
of it.
I am team kratom. And if you started off with kratom and you added 7OH to your little regimen or what have you, you're spitting in our faces.
Yeah, you're spitting in kratom's face.
You're spitting in kratom. Yep, you're bitch slapping kratom.
Because
So,
it is the weight that's taking it down. Anybody that says otherwise is living in another world. That 7OH is the weight that is dragging kratom down and drowning it.
And here we are. We spend thousands of hours at these damn hearings behind the scenes. What y'all saw today is just what we live streamed.
Yeah.
Every week we probably attend, I don't know, 10 to 15 maybe a week.
Yeah. It's just bad. I mean, it's bad. Like, it's not just, it's just really bad in the real world.
Hold on, George Cubby. Hey, let me call you right back. My damn speakerphone, I don't know why it does that shit. I want to put him on speaker.
Not one. Hello?
Hey, we're still live streaming, but I got you on speakerphone.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah, those people are very smart.
Yeah.
I think I really pissed off the mayor. Part of what I wanted to, I probably shouldn't even have talked, honestly, because they're kind of talking themselves out of everything. But at the same time, like, they are misquoting everything that is on those legislature. No, it's not a law. It's a suggestion.
Yeah.
There's no law on the books whatsoever. 1088, even like Huntington, every city besides, I think, Temecula or Orange, they regulated normal kratom, but they banned 7-hydroxy. They think that everyone banned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, my whole family came. That was my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, my mom, my
We were
dad.
cheering y'all on.
A couple clients came. So, everyone here was pro kratom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys did freaking amazing.
Thank you. But I wanted to kind of call and just kind of let you know. I mean, obviously you saw it, but what happened is that they're just not that smart, and they are going. Even the cop was like, "Oh, we don't have an issue with this at all." And when she was saying she visited schools and saying there's no problem in the schools, there's nothing. But they're pretty much going off of what the California Department of Health is saying, but not what the actual state of California is.
Right, exactly. They didn't even catch the thing, of it being just a letter. It's no law.
Exactly. That's what I tried to say. I said that's a letter, not a law. That's
Yeah.
what my dad said too. but they didn't get it. But yeah, just trying to update you on what's going on.
So they tabled it, right? Is that what they did? They voted to table it?
They voted to get more information on what the letter actually means, if they need to do anything or not. That one guy, Holiday, is really cool.
Yeah,
Holidays.
Yeah,
he's awesome. So I sent him my book. I sent him everything. So
he was one of the guys that sent me a reply to my email.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that Holiday guy yeah, he's cool.
Exactly. So for now, it's nothing to worry about, but it might be a thing in a couple of months from now.
Yeah. So what about LA County?
I have no idea.
Are you able to go tomorrow?
No, but I'm going to be testifying virtually.
Okay, good. So we are too. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good, because that's an important one. And
Heck yeah, it is. I hope we don't hear the same shit we heard tonight about the freaking letter.
Well, they will. They'll bring it up. I'm positive they will. But again, we need to tell them that that's a letter, not a law. And the fact that they are not even realizing what the California Narcotics Board is saying, that's concerning, because the letter clearly states a ban 7-hydroxy to regulate normal kratom. Also, too, Ryan, he's doing SB 75, which bans 7-OH, but
SB 758.
Yeah, SB 758. So it's basically like 1088, but not at the same time. It's a little bit different. So I don't know. They've got to push this through on the state level. Then he told me if it goes through on the state level, then all this whack-a-mole bullshit in California stops.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at. Just wanted to update you. God, I just wish I didn't stutter so much, but it's fine.
Dude, you're fine. You did good. You did fine.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I am so proud of you, and tell your family that we were cheering you guys on our live stream. I am so proud of you guys.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they all showed up. So, all right, have a great night.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, be safe, Jordan.
See you tomorrow. All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, I don't know about you, but I gotta pee. I have been. I gotta pee.
All right, we're gonna end it, but we'll see y'all.